joined on a panel by our globetrotter, who's supposed to be our panelist, but we only see him once a year. Benson.
What up?
And also we're joined by our very own double clutch journalist and also writer for Give Me Sports NBA, Mike Miller. Mike,
Hi.
welcome.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
This week, Brandon had the opportunity to join ProDirect right in the middle of London, where the finals is going to take place right in the O2 Arena, where we will be broadcasting live on the 8th of May. Simon won't be. Simon will be in Invictus,
Florida.
you know, fighting with Queens and Obama.
That's a whole different story, right?
But we will be here having cups of tea in the O2 Arena. So come and join us on the 8th of May at the O2 Arena. The tickets are already up on sale, so you can go onto the O2 website and get your tickets. Bring your schools down, bring your youth clubs down. It's going to be great. But Brandon had the opportunity to spend the evening with the Final Four teams in ProDirect right on Carnaby Street. This is what happened.
My name is Brandon Hosanna. I'm here for the Drop BBall today at ProDirect London for the basketball session with the players that are going to the Final Fours at the O2. We're going to get a couple of views today, and you're watching Rolling with Brandon.
Washington here, shouting out the Drop BBall, ProDirect London.
Hey, I'm Gerald Brooks, and you're watching the Drop TV.
Here's Eve Jonathan signing out from Glasgow Rock, watching the Drop TV.
I'm Mike Tucker, play for the Sheffield Sharks, and you're watching the Drop TV.
I'm Dave Value, power forward for Chess Phoenix, and you're watching the Drop.
What's changed in the BBL over the years you've played, and how you managed to keep going?
I wouldn't say much has changed. I mean, it's always been a very competitive league. I mean, it's been overlooked for a number of years. It's always been competitive, you know, it's always a tough league to play in. I think it's getting better in terms of, you know, it's progressing. You know, I can see the potential of the league each year and where it was to where it's going to. It's all looking really good for the future of the sport. So for me personally, it's just trying to take care of this old body and trying to keep it ticking over.
I'm very excited. I ain't played in a big crowd like that in a long time, so I'm excited for the opportunity to get there, to play there.
Who do you think the most challenging team would be to play?
Leicester Riders. You know, Leicester have been fantastic all year. You know, they've got a really good team, good coach, and they're doing really good on the court. And it's going to be a tough test for us, but we're up for the challenge.
Leicester, because they team so deep. They rotate and they press you the whole game, make you tired. Eventually you'll break down. That's their goal, so I say they harder.
I think all the teams left in the Final Four are all good teams. Obviously, Leicester, the highest seeded team, they've played well all season. I think they only lost 2 games in the league all year. And then Cheshire has been kind of an underdog surprise team. I think they've come together at the right time of the season. And they have a solid, deep team, and then you know I gotta throw our team in there too, the Sheffield Sharks. I think we're peaking right at the right time of the season, and you know I think we put ourselves in a good position to get to the O2.
Definitely Leicester, because obviously they won the league. It's a very tough team for them. They're really big, but I say we do match up well against them. So it's a matter of how we turn up on the day. Knowing us, we'll turn up really well. And first quarter we play, probably win that. Probably have a good game overall. Yeah.
Who do you think MVP should be for the NBA?
For the NBA, I think it's got to be Steph Curry. I think for what he's done this year and the level he's took his game to, I think it has to be him this year so far. So that my vote goes to Steph.
Honestly, I think I should get MVP. It's either me or Fletcher, I think. Newcastle.
Man, I'm going to go with my team captain, Kieran Akara.
Hi, I'm Jamal Anderson, and you're watching Drop TV.
How are you going to find playing in front of such a large crowd at the O2 Arena? Are you looking forward to it?
Assuming we make the final, yeah, it would be absolutely incredible. I really enjoy playing in front of big crowds. I actually think I play better in front of big crowds. The excitement of it all, you know, like gets my adrenaline going.
Who's your team for? Do you think to win finals?
I love the Spurs. I love the way they play. Share the ball. Everybody gets a touch. You know, and you on their highlights. That's the kind of things that you see. I'm a big believer in team basketball, and I really enjoy a team like that.
Out of the other 3 teams, who do you think is going to be the most challenging?
Well, I kind of don't focus on the future. I kind of focus on now. And right now, we're playing Cheshire, and they're a tough team. And we got to be prepared and ready to play them.
What advice could you give for the young kids that are starting out in basketball?
Stay in school first and If it's too hard, keep going. You're gonna get better at it. Keep fighting.
You've been watching the Lifestyle Report with me, Brandon Hosanna. Lifestyle tip for this week is get yourself a pair of tickets to the BBL finals because you're going to be missing out if you don't.
I mean, that was a great clip from Brandon. Thank you for doing that, Brandon. That was awesome. I mean, to go to ProDirect is known as Europe's or the world's best online and biggest online shop for athletes. And now they're branching out into basketball. And it seems like they've done a partnership with the BBL to provide stuff for basketball. But let's talk about the BBL. How important is it that, in fact, no, let's not go there first. It's the first time Newcastle is not in the finals of the BBL. I'm shocked. Simon.
Yeah, that's massive. First of all, well done, Brandon.
Yeah.
Proud of you, son. Really, really good job. Don't know where you get it from. And yet again, I say this with a heavy heart because it's going to be the first BBL final that I haven't done for many years because I'll be over in Florida. But it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a massive event. And as you just said, Newcastle aren't going to be there. So it's going to be really, really interesting. You've got to imagine or remember that Newcastle did the sweep last year for however many years. And great bunch of fans, even though there's quite a few of them that hate me. But, I'll
you
let
get
that
abused
one go.
by them.
Really?
Shout out to the haters. Yeah. People don't like you?
Dougie
No,
the
the
Eagle.
Newcastle.
I called him out. But yeah, there's and they won the first final that we did this year for the BBL. They won that against Leicester, although Leicester were way in the lead and should have won that. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how the transition at Newcastle now happens. They had a very, very small squad, but a really, really experienced squad under Fab Flournoy. They had Charles Smith, who's doing this thing, they had Darius Defoe. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But it's going to be the first final, which is going to be have a team which is unusual as such. But
This is good for British basketball.
massive
Because
you need that change.
we, just like the Nike and NBA jersey situation, BBL can't have a monopoly of the same two teams showing up in the finals because it's not only disappointing for the league as a whole, it struggles to build the national attention in areas where it's struggling. So I see this as a great opportunity.
And we had London. London were in the final last year at the O2. So we have had it happen.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that it's just that Newcastle have disappeared. And what I will say, and I'll make my call now, I think Leicester are going to do it. What a great year it's been for Leicester.
I was going to say, Rob.
Winning the football.
Coach Rob.
Bloody hell, Leicester, what's going on up there? There's something in the water.
Coach Rob has done a fantastic job with, launching a new facility out there.
Yeah,
they have an actual academy where kids actually go to school and do basketball.
You think about it, Loughborough, who are always like a really, really strong organisation as well in Bucks as well. So Rob Paternoster, I mean, great job. I don't know how much sleep he's getting. He's a new dad
probably.
at the moment as well. But yeah, I think my call it will be Leicester. I'll be tuning in from overseas.
I want to give a shout out at this point to Jamal Anderson. I mean, we don't talk about him much, and we see a whole bunch of social media stuff going. Jamal is killing it. He's doing something. He's a pretty boy of BBL, honestly. I mean, it's true. No, I'm hating. I'm saying he is a pretty boy.
Just missing prettier boys.
But
he can play.
No,
there isn't. No, he can ball, but he's the face of the BBL now, I would say. And Leicester have done an amazing job this season. I mean, we've got to give them credit where it's due. And the fact that it's going to be at the O2, guys. It's now a sellout event, a BBL basketball game.
Last year I really enjoyed going there.
Yeah.
I really, because we saw the Newcastle fans come down and they took it extremely serious.
Them Geordies don't
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And to be honest, I'm quite happy that Newcastle's not in it, despite enjoying watching Darius play. It is going to be some fresh talent on the floor, and I hope it lives up to just as good as it was last year, if not better.
Mike, when do you think London is going to get a team that can actually go to the finals of the BBL? Somebody's going to ask.
Vince McCall is not watching.
Sorry, Vince.
That's not. They were there last year.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because in order for it to grow, for London to get the attention of basketball, we need a team that we can go, On Friday night, I'm going to the box to go and watch my team. When is that going to happen?
And the crazy thing is we've got so much talent sparsed out across the whole of London.
Without being London-centric, Benny makes a really good point.
When is it going to happen, Mike?
It should have a dominant team.
Yeah.
It's the capital. It's supposed to step up in all aspects. And it's just unfortunate that they haven't. I think they're getting there. It's a difficult one because, like you say, Newcastle have been so dominant, and now Leicester have sort of challenged them in recent years, and they're sort of look as though they're going to enter a period of dominance. And it's cracking those two. So if Newcastle do fall off, and there's plenty of room up there. But to be honest, I don't know. The thing about BBL that frustrates me to an extent is that it is so different year to year, and it's only the two dominant teams that seem to have a consistency with their squads and their players and their coaches, and everywhere else it just seems to be, it's a new hand every year.
But again, I'm very, very close to the BBL. I would take a little bit of issue with that. For example, up in Scotland, the Glasgow Rocks is a massive organisation up there, and you go to a Scottish game and it's incredible the amount of spirit that is shown there. You go down to Plymouth, for example, and so you've got these little hotbeds of basketball. Which I think you're right to take it to the next level. You need the bigger organisations like the Leicesters and the Newcastle. Just one request: if you are going to the BBL finals next week, please hang around for the WBBL game afterwards, the women's game, which is being played after the men's game. It's going to be a great event there as well, and like we said earlier on, the women's game is a really, really good game to go and watch as well. So please hang around, show your love for the ladies. Didn't mean that to sound you know what I mean.
It's funny because you're talking, we can hear the kids. We're in Fusion Lifestyle Sports Pool and Fitness Centre right here in the middle of Tottenham. But I'm really looking forward to it on the 8th. Don't make that face. This is the end. The 8th of May, I will be there. Alan will be there. Mike, will you be there?
Yeah, I'll be
Mike will be there. Benson will be there. We will all be there. So if you see us, do come over and say hi. Apart from Simon, who's going over to the Obamas and having fun and all of that.